Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Global Premier Football Show. This is a special edition because it is World Cup here, and today we are connecting live on with our fellow football lovers, legends of the game, and everyone all over the world in today's live Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup draw. And it's going to be magical. It promises to be interesting. There are 32 countries gathered all over and have qualified for this showpiece. It is the greatest sporting event in the world. For me, I believe, and every football fan and every football lover would believe that with me and shares the same idea or opinion that this is the biggest of all. And guess what? This is where every football player wants to be. This is the event every football player wants to play. It is the highest stage, whether you play in the Champions League or you play in the CAF Champions League or in the Asian Champions League or in the CONMEBOL Copa Libertadores, which is the South American Champions League, or you play in the CONCACAF Champions League. The World Cup is the biggest stage everyone wants to be in. And today we are going to look at the 32 countries, the draws, the group stages. There will be 8 groups with 4 teams each. We're going to see who is going to play who. So stay tight and let's crack into it. I am tuned live, unfortunately for TV right purposes and copyright purposes. You will not be seeing my screen, my TV screen on this events going on right now, but I'm trusting that if you are free and watching along, you will be seeing what's going on. And yes, for those who do not have time, maybe you're at work or maybe one thing or the other has kept you from tuning in today to watch this live transmission of the FIFA World Cup, you are welcome to listen to this, whether on our YouTube channel or whether on Spotify or on the Google podcast. You will be able to see and listen to the show and see who is playing who. Of course, I'm going to take out some time here to look at the 32 qualified nations and see who is going to do what. So, from Europe, Europe has the most number of qualified teams or representatives, to be precise. As you can hear a little bit in the background here, the TV is on, and I am trying to make sure that it does not obstruct. So as well, I'm looking at the screen, trying to follow along. Meanwhile, I bring to you the news of who is playing who, the top seeds, the little teams, everything is done on the FIFA ranking coefficient as well. Who are in the top. Brazil is number 1 in the world right now, so that tells you what we are to expect. Brazil have always been the favorites for the World Cup every year, even when they disappoint us. I'm a massive Brazil fan at the FIFA World Cup. Besides supporting my home country, my adopted country, I'm also a Mexican, so Nigeria did not qualify thanks to Ghana. All congratulations to Ghana, and but I am supporting Mexico as well, and supporting Canada, supporting other African countries that qualified for the World Cup. But my number 1 country and favorite to win the World Cup is always Brazil. It's always Brazil because of the football they bring, because of the flair, because of all the things that Brazil brings along to the World Cup. So here we are. We're going to see who is going to win, who is going to, top the groups. You topping the group is also a precedent to how far you can go, because you will be maybe not meeting the most strongest of the teams, in the tournament itself. But yeah, we are going to see who is who. So let's keep it going. If you have comments, if you have any questions, bring them in, and let's would love to answer your question. Unfortunately today, my friend who is always on this show with me, Big Shaq, is not here. He's out of the country visiting family. So here I am trying to give my best to do justice to this show, and also because of football. It's all about football, man. It's all about football, my people. So yeah, there are some, right now I'm watching to see some displays, artistic displays on stage, prior to the start of the draw itself. It's beautiful. I think everything is beautiful. Actually, I hope to be in Qatar for this World Cup, honestly speaking. Here we have some ball jugglers on screen, freestylers. For the freestylers, this is where you showcase, this is beautiful to watch. Wow. Ball jugglers, freestylers, everything. Those that football actually flows through their veins, their bloodstream. It's only football. And you can see, and it's wonderful what I'm seeing here. It's wonderful. Wow. Wow. It's so beautiful. And trust me, in this stage right now, in this arena, there are almost every football legend that's alive. It's in this stage right now. Almost every football legend, whether you're from Africa, you're from Europe, from Asia, from Central, North America, Latin America, all of them. All the coaches are tuned in. Everyone is tuned in right now. To be able to observe, to watch, and who is our presenter for this event today? Wow, it's a gorgeous lady that just walked in, but I don't know who this presenter is anyway. But anyway, football. This is the biggest stage to be on, honestly speaking. This is bigger than the UEFA Champions League draws. It's bigger than the Euro draws. It's bigger than the Copa America draws. It's bigger than the AFCON draws. It's bigger than every football draw, because this is world stage. All the world, all the countries of the world, are presented. Sherian is the special guest. I think she's speaking Arabic. So that's beautiful. Beautiful.
To celebrate this event. And what a historic moment. And what a moment that shall write history.
It's wonderful what's going on here right now. Honestly, I can't take my eyes off the TV screen. I hope you guys pardon me. But yeah, I will always be here. I will always share with you this next 1 hour, and thereabout. I'll be telling you who is playing who and everything, so stay tuned. It's beautiful, it's beautiful to watch.
Indeed, all the Arab peoples will be.
You're free to tune in. You're free to give me a call, a chat, or send in your chat, wherever you may be. Let's see, let's rub minds together to, for this beautiful game. It's so beautiful. I don't think there's any other sport, that gets my attention like football. Yeah, for our listeners on Spotify and Google Podcast, it's you might be hearing some some silence here and there, but I hope that it's not too long of a dead silence for you not to see, or for you not to hear, or to be carried away. But anyway, let me give you some information. What you need to know. There are 4 pots in this qualification. In this draw. Pot 1 will be the seeded team. So we have the host country, Qatar, and then Brazil, who are the number 1 in the world in FIFA ranking, and then we have Brazil number 1 already, Belgium, France, Argentina, England, Spain, and Portugal. These are the top ranked teams in the world right now. Then in pot two, I think it follows all through the rankings, your FIFA rankings, by the end of the last qualification series, tells us where you'll be, in which pot you'll be. So Mexico is in pot two, the Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, and Croatia. And in pot three, you have Senegal, you have Iran, you have Japan, you have Morocco, you have Serbia, Poland, South Korea, and Tunisia. And in pot four, you have Cameroon, Canada, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, and then we'll have the winner of the playoffs between Wales, Scotland, and Ukraine, and then we'll have also the winner of Costa Rica and against New Zealand, and then we'll have the winner of the UAE against Australia and Peru. So these are the other countries that are yet to be decided. Who takes which sport, and but they are all in pot four. And Canada is back after 36 years, their second World Cup ever. Their first time they appeared in the World Cup was in Mexico 86, and they did not win any game, but I think this time around it's going to be different, because I've watched the Canadian team play, I've followed their qualification series, and honestly speaking, I'm impressed with Canada because they started from the bottom part of qualification. They played the highest number of games in the qualification series, and all through from the preliminary rounds to the hexagonal, whereby they play against other 7 countries in CONCACAF, and they came out on top. So that's a very, very big achievement for Canada. So kudos to Canada, congratulations to them. I'm excited to see what and how they are going to perform in the World Cup. I'm sure they will score goals, not like their experience in the 86 version of the tournament. So we're going to see how it's going to come out. And here we have the 2 presenters for tonight, Idris Alba, and who else is there? The young lady with her, gorgeous. They both look gorgeous. I wish I can show you the screen here, but yeah, I don't think I have the rights to do that. But yeah, they are out there on the stage right now. It's wonderful. Idris Elba, the actor. Yes, they. Let me not get that way though. So that's beautiful. I'm going to give you the name of the other lady once her name appears here on screen. So enjoy it with me. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Thank you to our hosts here in Doha, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how these teams are going to fare, but honestly speaking, yeah, it's beautiful. I love it here. I love what I'm seeing on TV. Reshmin Chowdhury is the other woman that the woman that is with Idris on the stage. So these 2 beautiful human beings doing justice to the occasion, well beautifully dressed. So she's speaking in Arabic. That's wonderful.
And we have a very special surprise for you. For the first time, the first public performance of Higher, Better Together.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, have you heard about the World Cup song? Nigeria is not going to the World Cup, but they have one of their musicians playing in the official World Cup song, Davido. So that's wonderful for Nigeria and Nigerian music. So unfortunately, the Super Eagles did not make it. Actually, they were not super at all in the qualification. So let's say it's a live performance of Higher all together. That's what it means in Arabic. I think in English. So we're going to say it's a beautiful song. I listened to it this morning prior to the start of the event. But yeah, it's great. So it's wonderful. We have Brazil, we have Cameroon. On the stage right now, you hear you see the countries' flags being displayed as the singers or the musicians are performing. So it's beautiful to watch. The stage is so well set and wonderful. What's your prediction? Who's going to top the groups? Who actually is going to win this World Cup? For me, I want Brazil to win the World Cup. Nigeria is not there, but I want Brazil to win the World Cup. Why? I think they keep. First of all, Brazil is the only country in the whole wide world that has been present at every FIFA World Cup from when it started. The first FIFA World Cup was in 1930 in Uruguay, and since then until now, and it is hosted every 4 years. Although FIFA is making plans to make it every 2 years. When your country does not qualify for the World Cup, then you want the country to be hosted every 2 years. But when your country, when your country always qualifies, and also you have star players playing in your favorite European clubs, so maybe playing World Cup every 2 years, it's not good for the top clubs in Europe, and what they expect their players to, how they expect their players to perform, in their club sides. But I'm telling you, it's it's hilarious. I was always doubting, why should the World Cup be hosted every 2 years? I mean, 4 years makes it very, very special because it's built up this, fever, the World Cup fever, if you're in Mexico, if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Cameroon, if you're in Europe, anywhere in Europe, if you're in Asia, where these countries where football is the number one sport, I think there is this fever that grips everyone, especially if your country qualifies. But right now, Nigeria did not qualify, and I don't know what it's like over there in Nigeria. But right now, I hope that there will be World Cup fever in Canada as well, and in Mexico, it's always there. It's always there. So the momentum is building. It's like how many months? We still have almost like 7 months to the World Cup because it will go on in November and December. Because of weather. But this is an exciting one. I don't really care what people say about Qatar, and honestly speaking, it's not that I don't care about the human rights aspect of it. That's aside, but a topic for another day. I don't even know why I brought that up. But anyway, it's beautiful football. It's a beautiful game, so we should just enjoy it, and we should enjoy it, and just enjoy it, and just enjoy it. So here we go, and the performance is done. Higher. I hope I pronounced that very well, but it means all together. So we're getting started. Listening to these two wonderful people on stage, and we'll see which players, legends that will be joining them, in this draw. And what do you need to know about the World Cup? There'll be 8 groups of 4 teams. That makes it 32, and each group will be made up of 4 teams. And in each of those groups, each of the teams will play each other once, which is 3 times. So and then the top 2 teams go into this next round, which we call the round of 16. And from there, the winners in the round of 16 will go to the next one, the next 8. The top 8 teams qualify for the quarterfinals, and so on, quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the finals. Right now, we have the FIFA president, Mr. Infantino on the stage, saying whatever he has to say, and it's wonderful to see. I think he has done a good job as a FIFA president, and trying to make football available for everyone all across the world. He's been, I think, for me, he's the most. He's been involved in football development, across the globe, and doing a good job. I know there are criticisms on FIFA about some things, but right now we are focusing on the main thing, which is the game itself. I made a post last night on Instagram. When there is a ball, when there's a football, a soccer ball, for those who use the word soccer, when there is a football and there is a green grass or a turf, astroturf, or just an open space, once, and there will always be players. I was saying that because and no player is indispensable. So, but yeah, once there is football and there is a space for you to roll on, there is a game. So, I enjoy football, and I enjoy playing it. I enjoy talking about it. So that's why we have this special edition of the FIFA World Cup to be hosted in Qatar. And I have a friend that's from Qatar, you know. Uh, I hope that he helps me get some tickets to go to Qatar. His family are in Qatar, so I hope that he can get me some tickets based on, where I want to watch Mexico. I want to attend Mexico's games because they are my, besides Brazil, they are my next supporting team. I mean, my Brazil are my favorites to win it, but I hope Mexico can go beyond the round of 16 and into their next game, the fifth game, which we've always clamored for, El Quinto Partido. That's what we always clamor for in Mexico, a Quinto Partido. When are we ever going to get to a Quinto Partido? So that's when are we ever going to get to the fifth game, which is a quarterfinal, because you've played 3 games in the group, actually 2 games in the group, right? You play, and then, no, you play 3 games rather, excuse me. You play 3 games, and then you play a second round game, and then a round of 16, and then you play the quarterfinal. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, I think. Yeah, the big boys are gathered in. Shaq, we know what I'm talking about, and all those who have heard us, this is where the big boys gather now. And the big boys gather are all in Qatar, talking football and hosting the football draw. And now His Royal Highness Sheikh Amin bin Hamad Al Thani, I hope I got that right. His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar. So he's the one on stage right now speaking. So yeah. So we'll hear from him, and I hope this goes on. I'm really, really excited. I wish I can jump all these first stages of this show, and get into business, but due diligence have to take place in hosting an event like this. So it's a stage by stage thing. So they have to say whatever they need to say, and then we move on into the real thing, because the real thing is what everyone is really excited about, not what they're actually talking about, right? Anyway, yeah, he's still speaking, and we'll see. What else do we need to know? Well, Brazil has always been at every World Cup. The last time they won it was in 2002. I remember that finals against Germany. Oh my goodness, Ronaldo and Rivaldo, the combination between those 2 players were phenomenal. And that is why, for me right now, since I started watching football and for history gone by up till now, I think Ronaldo El Fenomeno, the Brazilian Ronaldo, is my favorite number 9 of all times. So we'll see what they are going to come up with this time. Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, we have this is their last chance to lay hand on this trophy, but truth be told, I don't see them in the finals. I don't see any of them getting to the finals. Portugal struggled to qualify for the World Cup by making it to the playoffs and then beating North Macedonia to the playoffs, and Argentina, yes, they qualified automatically coming second behind Brazil, but as well I think that Messi is the only player in Argentina in terms of, 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 in terms of who can do something. Unfortunately, Aguero has to retire from football. Right now they are honoring some legends who have passed away. Gerd Müller, Diego Maradona, and some other players. I can't remember the name of the Italian player that passed away. He was very, very good as well. So yes, that's the Rossi. Yes, Rossi, Italian, and then Gerd Müller. These are top players that have played the game. Also, the England go. I think that's Peter Shilton. Forgive me, England. But yeah, they are honoring them and showing clips of them on TV right now. So yeah, you see, one thing I tell players is this: no matter how good you are, one day you're going to leave the field. You're going to bow out. You're going to leave the stage for the next generation. But yeah, sorry, I'm sorry, Peter Shilton. It's Gordon Banks. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Gordon Banks, Diego Maradona, Paolo Rossi, Gerard Müller. I am so sorry, people. That's not Peter Shilton. That's Gordon Banks. Uh, well, these players I was not born. I'm not sure. I started watching football when Gordon Banks was playing, so maybe that was why. And but the rest, I was able to figure out who they were. Gerd Müller was also a top player and one of Germany's top scorers and top goal scorers. So uh, apologies, people. I'm so sorry that I had to. I misquoted the name to be someone else. Yeah, and yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, we continue in the show. Yeah, it's we're getting close to the main thing right now. We're getting close to the main thing. Yeah. Yeah, who are you looking forward to see in the World Cup? For me, I always also look forward to the French national team. Besides Brazil, the French national team are also my favorite. But right now, I don't really know much about the French national team. I mean, besides N'Golo Kante and Mbappe, honestly speaking. I don't know which other French player is on top of his game right now. Antoine Griezmann. Excuse me. I do not know. I've not even from his loan move back to Atletico Madrid. He hasn't been the same Antoine Griezmann 4 years ago. But the thing is this: every time the French national team come together to play, they play differently. They give different energy, different approach, intensity, togetherness. I mean, not the togetherness they had in the 2010 World Cup. That was shambolic display from the French team in the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. But I'm talking about their display in the 2018 World Cup. And I think because they still have the same manager who is also a World Cup winner and captain of the national team. So he keeps everyone close together, knowing that togetherness that brought them victory in the 2000 and in the 98 World Cup, is what also gave them victory in the 2018. Here right now, Didier Deschamps is on stage. I love Didier Deschamps, not because he's only French. He's a very good midfielder, was a world-class midfielder for me. He played for Chelsea Football Club. So that's one of the reasons why I love Didier Deschamps, And yeah, he's now presented the World Cup on stage. So up for grabs again. So France have brought back the World Cup they won 4 years ago. And who's going to lift it again? Will they lift it again? If he lifts it again, that will be extraordinary achievement for France and Didier Deschamps and his team. And but I hope players will be and other teams. Brazil will be fighting again to give a good account of themselves. Neymar not falling on the ground and doing all this funny stuff again. There's another kid on stage with Didier Deschamps. He's a French fan, and he was just showing how he was celebrating the one they won in 4 years ago. So, but let's see.
This amazing trophy. It looks so beautiful. You won this.
This is the best trophy ever in every sport. It's more beautiful than the NFL. It's more beautiful than the NBA. It's more beautiful than the NHL. More beautiful. I think the AFCON trophy was trying to mimic the World Cup. It's more beautiful than the AFCON trophy. It's more beautiful than any trophy in world football. So, and it's up for grabs. Who's going to have it? Anyway, the French coach has just left the stage, and here we have the trophy on stage. So, who will be the next to lift it? I don't know. I don't know who will be the next to lift the trophy here. So, we'll see.
World famous hospitality is ready to invite the world into its home.
Yeah, there are a lot of things shown on TV with regards to this World Cup draw. I wish they can just get to the stage of enough things and let's get this thing going, you know. But anyway, it is what it is. But meanwhile, all these other stuffs are going on. We can talk about football. We can talk about the history of the World Cup. What is your favorite World Cup memory? Your favorite World Cup memory? I think my favorite World Cup memory was in USA '94. I was very young then. I watched Nigeria. That was Nigeria's first ever World Cup appearance, and I watched Nigeria beat Bulgaria 3-0. I watched the late Rashidi Yekini. After he scored, he held the net. He was screaming goal, just holding the net and pulling the net. So that was my favorite World Cup. Memory because it was Nigeria's first ever World Cup, and after that we also made it to the '98 World Cup, but that '98 World Cup for me is a World Cup to forget. Especially in the second round against Denmark, we were destroyed against Denmark. But my one other favorite game of mine in World Cup history was Nigeria against Spain. We beat Spain 3-2. No one ever believed that Nigeria was going to beat Spain 3-2, and it was a shot from Sondo Olise, I think 40 yards out of the 18-yard from the goal, that struck and beat Anthony Zubizarreta for Nigeria to have the winner. And but also that World Cup brought me some memories about Ronaldo, the phenomenon. So I enjoyed watching Ronaldo in that World Cup. Unfortunately, Brazil did not win. Although I wanted them to win, but the French came stronger. The great Zinedine Zidane was there. He scored 2 beautiful goals in that final to be able to to beat Brazil for the trophy. And here are those that will be leading the draw. Jermaine Jenners on stage. Who knows Jermaine Jenners? Jermaine Jenners played for Tottenham Hotspur. He was one of the good midfielders, in Tottenham Hotspur. And so let's see what they have here. Jermaine Jenners. He's the draw conductor. He'll be leading the draw. So he is accompanied on stage by 2 beautiful ladies. So who are there? Just trying to figure out who they are. Okay, Samantha Johnson, one of the draw conductors, and yeah. So yeah, the other two women. Okay. What do you think about the new World Cup ball? I think it's a beautiful one as well. I can't wait to lay my hands on it, and hopefully by God's grace, I look forward to being in Qatar. Honestly speaking, I need to be at the live World Cup. They said, "Oh, Callie Lloyd, the two times FIFA Women's World Cup winner for the United States. She's a legend of the game. Callie Lloyd is a legend of the game. I've watched her. I watched her playing for the United States female national team, and yes, she's a world class, or she was a world class player, in her time. And here she is on the stage, with Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Jenner. So I say Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine Jenners. So let's see how this is going to roll. Like as I said, there are 4 ports. The depending on your ranking, that's where you get on stage. I mean, you are seated. Depending on your ranking. So we would see how this goes on, and who is going to get what. And here we have the great, Brazilian captain of the 2002 World Cup, Cafu. Cafu for me is the best right back ever that I've played the game. He's a legend of the game. I have a photo bomber in my just behind me there. If you saw that hand, just try to cut it off. Yeah. So, and then we have the incredible African magician, the Nigerian one and only JJ Okocha. Oh wow. This is a stream of superstars. Wow. We have JJ Okocha on stage. We have Cafu on stage. Who else is coming up? Lothar Matthäus. Then we have the German captain of Italian 90, Lothar Matthäus. There's a line of superstars here on stage though. Ali Day. Yeah, Ali Day, that Cristiano Ronaldo surpassed him as the all-time international goal scorer. He's from Saudi Arabia. Yes. So, another legend on stage. Another legend on stage, yeah. Here comes another legend, Adel Ahmed Malala. So, representing the Asian. That's wonderful. Line of stars here on stage. It can only get better, man. It can only get better, people. I think every confederation is represented by one. Lothar Matthäus representing Europe. JJ Okocha representing Africa. Adel Malala representing the Asian, and then Team Cahill representing the Oceania. Rabah Major, oh wow, and then Bora Milutinovic, wow. Okay, it's not what I just said before. I think there's just a line of superstars and coaches. Bora Milutinovic, the coach that has coached a lot of World Cups. Wow, he coached Nigeria at the '98 World Cup. I think he also coached Australia and coached. Yeah, wow. He's been around. Bora Milutinovic has been around. He has been around. He's a legend of the game, So it's like wow. So you have Lothar Matthäus and Cafu. They are the only former winners of the World Cup. And then you have Rabah Majer, then you have Okocha, and then Tim Cahill, Ali Day, and Bora Milutinovic. These are this top quality on stage. So let's see how it goes here.
Adele, I'm going to start with a question to you as you played for Qatar. Just tell us, how much does it mean for your country to host the FIFA World Cup? You know,
So they just asked Adel Ahmed Malala. He played for Qatar in the 70s, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. So who are you expecting? What are your expectations for the World Cup? Do you feel the World Cup fever? Or for you it's just one of those sporting events, you know? Well, it depends on where you are and if your country qualified. Depending on where you are, if you're in Mexico, if you're in Brazil, if you're in Argentina, if you are in Ecuador, if you're in the United States. I don't really know much about the United States, but I think football also has really grown in the United States, that it's become a very big sport, and I think it will someday overshadow the NBA, overshadow the NFL, overshadow hockey, because one, it is the world's #1 game, and no one. I will not say no one, but there are not a lot of people that play NFL all over the world, or play even basketball, or even play what's it called, hockey and baseball. You know, they are just selected countries in the world that play these sports. You know, and for football, one is the cheapest sports to play, and two is the most popular sports to play, and you can play it in any space, whether it's a 4-yard, 5-yard, 10-yard space. You can kick a ball, you can practice, you can learn skills, you can develop, you can improve, and you can be a star player, you know, and take your life to the next level. So here we go. There are 32 nations that are gathered for the World Cup final draw, and they're divided into 4 pots, like I mentioned before, 8 teams, and the pots are decided by the 7 top ranked nations are in pot 1, and then with the host nation, so that is why Qatar is in pot 1. The lowest ranked teams are in pot 4, and which also will include the playoff spots for the last playoff spots for Europe and Asia, and CONCACAF. Qatar, Brazil, Belgium, France, Argentina, England, and Spain are all in pot 1, with Portugal as well. So these are the teams in pot 1. Portugal, Mexico, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, United States of America, and Croatia all in pot 2. Okay, and then pot 3 will be Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, Korea Republic, and Tunisia are all in pot 3. And in pot 4 we have Cameroon, we have Canada, we have Ecuador, and we have Saudi Arabia, we have Ghana, and we have the playoff spots for the 2 playoff spots, actually Oceania and South American playoffs. So all these teams are all drawn in pot 4. So we have Group A, 4 teams will be in Group A, and we have Group A to Group H, and then we have so we'll see how this will go. Drawn randomly, so this is a random draw. Okay, it's not specially selected, so teams are randomly drawn into each other to play. So no 2 teams from the same qualification zones will be drawn together. You know, let's say no 2 African teams will be drawn together in the same group. No 2 teams from South America will be drawn in the same group, and the same applies for Asia, the same applies for CONCACAF. You know, so So we'll see how this goes by, and let's see how this is going to work. There are 13 nations from Europe. 5 of 8 of them will be in groups A to E, which 2 of them will be in each group. So let's go ahead and see how this draw is going to play out. Yeah, so here the draw starts. Qatar are already in Group 1, so they are the top seed in Group 1. Group A rather. It's A to H groups, and England are the next up. And let's see in which group England will be. So remember, these are all randomly picked. So Qatar is the top seed in Group A, and let's see where they will be. England has been picked, and England is in Group B. So England is in Group B as the top seed. So let's see which other country. They're first doing pot 1, so they'll take all the pot 1 teams and put them all in the top seeded teams from Group A to H. So Argentina is the next picked team. So we'll see which group Argentina will be in. Unfortunately, Argentina will not be playing Nigeria anymore. So let's see. So Argentina has been picked, and Argentina are in Group C. So England, Qatar Group A as the top seed, England Group B as the top seed, Argentina Group in Group C as the top seed there. And next comes France. France is the next picked team. And Didier Deschamps always smiled. So let's see which group will France be in. I think maybe in Group D, because it just shows Group D on my screen, but let's see which group that will fall in as Ali Day picks the groups. And France are in Group D. So we already have Group A, B, C, and D. And Spain are in probably Group E from what I have seen and the way this has been going. So I think yeah. Yes, they are the top seed in Group E. So Spain goes in Group E. On my screen, I can see Luis Enrique. On his left hand is Samuel Eto'o, who was all played for Barcelona. It's beautiful. You just played your playoff games on Tuesday and you won, and then you are now in Qatar. You lose, you go back home. Belgium is the next team that has been selected. Martinez. I don't know what Belgium is going to do in this World Cup. Their golden generation is fizzling out without achieving anything. But I don't know. And Belgium are in Group F. Roberto Martinez is their coach. And Cafu picks again to see which team and which country. And here comes again. And we have Brazil. Brazil is in Group G, I believe so. So first they are doing the first team, the seeded teams, from pot one. So they'll be filling them up, filling them up, filling them up, filling them up, and that's how they get all the teams in. So Rabba Maja is picking again to see which. I'm sure it is in group. Yes, they are in group G, a top seed in group G. So automatically Portugal will be in group H. So as the group, as the seed in group H. So just so let's go over it again. Group A is top seeds. Group A, Qatar. Group B, England. Group C, Argentina. Group D, France. And Group E, Spain. And Group F is Belgium. Group G is Brazil. And Group H is Portugal. So after that, we move on to the next, where it gets more exciting now, because that's where you can get a mix of everything. So every country will be hoping that their team will get maybe a weaker team, believing that they had a stronger team. That's what's funny about the World Cup. So in pot 2 we have Mexico, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Uruguay, Switzerland, USA, and Croatia. So let's see where these 8 countries will be fitting into, whether our group A or all the way to group H. So we'll see. Luther Matthews have picked again, which he's bringing out and here it is. The Netherlands are the next selected. So let's see in which group will the Netherlands fall into. So the Netherlands, I think they played. They were finalists in 2010, and they lost to who? Who remembers? Spain. And the Netherlands are A4, which means they are the 4th team in Group A. So it's like, it doesn't make anything. I mean, still does not mean anything of who you're going to play. You still have to play every one in the team, in the group. But yes, the Netherlands are in Group A with Qatar. And the next is the USA. So USA are in pot 2, and we'll see which team that they will be playing against, which group that they will be falling into. I think the Netherlands are the favorites in Group A already for me, with Qatar in that group. No offense to Qatar, but I think, oh my, there will be a repeat of England and the USA. I remember England playing the USA in the 2010 World Cup. What a game that was. Yes, England and USA are in Group B, so that makes it interesting to watch the English against their American counterparts again in the World Cup. We'll see who's next. Luther Matthews picks again. I think we're going for Group C, the second team in Group C. And Mexico va a jugar contra Argentina in Group C. Wow. Mexico will be playing Argentina in Group C. So we'll find out where they are ranked in Group C, whether it is their first game or their second game or their last game. So we will see. Your first game at the World Cup is also very important, because sometimes that is where it sets the tone of how you're going to perform in the tournament. So we will see. So Mexico is in Group C with Argentina, and Mexico is the 3rd team in the group. So we will find out when these 2 teams meet, how they are going to fare, how they are going to perform. Hopefully Mexico will get a good result against Argentina, because it has not always been easy, with them against Argentina in the World Cup. And here we go, France with Denmark in Group D. So the French will be entertaining one of the very good teams in Europe, in Denmark, in Group D. So we now find out whether they are going to be the second or the third team or the fourth team in Group D. So we'll see. Early day picks, and then we'll find out right now. So D3, which means they are the third team in the group. This also helps determine the fixtures, who is going to play who. So that's why it's important to know the top seed, and then who's next, and then who's next, and who's next in the same group. So now we go in Group E. Who is going to join Spain in Group E? And here it comes. It is Germany against Spain. Wow, that is already my group of death. Germany against Spain. Wonderful. What a cracker that will be. That is a game that I'm already looking forward to. The Mannschaft against La Furia Roja. The Mannschaft against La Furia Roja. Wow. So, are they going to play them first? This is like a World Cup finals in a group stage. Come on, FIFA. Come on. Anyway, remember, it's all about how your FIFA ranking is. And they are in E3, which means the third group, or the third team in Group E. But it's a game that we're already looking forward to. Imagine putting Senegal in the same group with them. Oh my goodness, oh my. And here comes Croatia joining Belgium in Group F. Croatia joining Belgium in Group F. Croatia's debut. Croatia made a very good first impression in their first World Cup in 1998. Davosukar, that group of players, Boban, they were very good. So Croatia is the fourth team in Group F, and yes, they will be playing against Belgium. Lothar Matthäus, just pick one thing, please, and let's move on. It's just two there, so just pick one. Stop rolling it. And here we have Uruguay. Mamma mia. Wow, Uruguay. Do you know the history? Do you know that Uruguay was the first country to win the first ever FIFA World Cup? So, Uruguay is the first country to ever win the World Cup. And this is assumed now. Now, with Uruguay picked, they would go into Group H because they cannot play Brazil already in Group G. So normally it would have been them playing against Brazil in Group G, but because you cannot put the same team from the same confederation together, at least, they have to now go into Group H. So that's how we skip that. So Uruguay and Portugal will be playing against each other. That's wonderful. So finally, for Pot 2, it is Brazil against Switzerland, or Brazil with Switzerland in the same group. I don't know the fixtures yet, but yes, Brazil will have Switzerland in their group. So we'll find out if Switzerland will be the second team or the third team or the fourth team in the same group with Brazil. So this helps with the fixtures and to see who plays who first and who goes against who. So just a little roundup of the two teams in each of the groups right now. Pot 1 and Pot 2 has been sorted out, or have been sorted out. So we have Group A, Qatar and Netherlands. Group B, England, USA. Group C, Argentina, Mexico. Group D, France and Denmark. Group E, Spain and Germany. Group F, Belgium and Croatia. Group G, Brazil and Switzerland. And Group H, Portugal and Uruguay. Now we move on to the third pot, or Pot 3, where we have Senegal, Iran, Japan, Morocco, Serbia, Poland, Korea Republic and Tunisia. So we go again, we start again, all the way back to Pot A. So in Pot A, Sorry, to Group A, not Pot A. I'm sorry about that. In Pot A, let's see who will be joining Qatar and the Netherlands. And we have Iran will play in Group A with Qatar and the Netherlands. So we will see how that is going to play out. It's going to be an interesting one. Iran will be happy. I'm sure they'll be happy because that makes, for me, that automatically makes the Netherlands the favorites in that group. And then we'll see. Oh, there is another thing here where Iran cannot play Qatar. I think so. So we'll see. So Iran will go into B2. So Iran, England, and the United. What a political firecracker! Who remembers France 98, Iran against the United States? I love this. I am loving this. What a cracker. Iran versus the United States in Group B. Oh my. Senegal will definitely then have to go in Group A. I think so. But let me confirm. Okay. Let's see in which group they are going into. Senegal are coming to their second World Cup back to back. Their first was in Russia in 2018, and now they are back again. They are very, very good team, strong team, quality players, the world best goalkeeper, one of the best center backs, midfielders, and attacking players. So let's see, Iran, Qatar, Netherlands, and Senegal are in the same group. So that's all for Group A. That's beautiful. Well, Senegal, let's see. Let's see. But I'm already excited about Iran and the United States playing against each other. And we have Poland. Lewandowski might be going into Group C. Lewandowski might be going into Group C. Yes, Lewandowski goes into Group C, and that will be playing against Argentina and Mexico. Yeah, Mexico, what do you think? Mexicans, what do you think about Poland? I don't think Poland will be a huge problem for Mexico if they get their acts together. So Poland is the fourth team in Group C. So maybe their first game might even be against Mexico. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Remember, we are still in pot 3. We're still in pot 3. And we have who? We have Serbia. So Serbia, in which group will Serbia be going into? We'll find out very soon. Serbia has been picked from pot 3. And, well, Europe has 13 representatives, or 13 countries. So they will be going into Group G to avoid having all of them in all one group. Yeah, of course, it will always play out for their favor, right? Because they have more teams. And I think, I still do not know why Europe has more teams. But anyway, let's leave that for another day. I've never really cared about I've not really cared about why Europe has more teams in World Cup, tournaments. I've never really cared about it, so I'm not really to talk about it. So, but anyway, Serbia is in Group G with Brazil and Switzerland. So let's go to the next one. We're still in pot 3. So Tunisia has been picked in pot 3. So Tunisia might be heading into Group D with France and Denmark already there. Unfortunately, it's a very tough draw for Tunisia if they go into Group D. But I prefer that they go into Group D than going into Group E, where you have Spain and Germany. They don't even have a chance. But I think yes, they are in Group D. So we'll see if they are the first. If they will be the second or the fourth team in Group D. Just all about the fixtures. Remember that. So yes, Senegal is the fourth team. Sorry, Tunisia. Tunisia is the fourth team in Group D. So in Group D right now we have France, Denmark, and Tunisia. Um, so we'll go to the next one. Next team picked in pot 3 is Japan. Wow. 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 Group E and Group F are tough groups, I would say. Group E and F are tough groups. So we have Spain, Germany, yeah, so we'll see which team joined Belgium and Croatia in Group F. So the Moroccan team will be joining Belgium and Croatia. I think my favorable memory of Morocco was in France '98 with Mustafa Hadji. So it's another time to see what they have. Unfortunately, their Chelsea player Hakim Ziyech has called it quits from international duty. So he will miss out, but everyone have their reasons. So Belgium, Morocco, and Croatia are in Group F. And we'll see which team will join Portugal and Uruguay, basically to the Korea Republic. But we'll find out where they will be in the group, whether they will be in the second or the fourth team in Group H. Because in Group G, we already have Brazil, Serbia, and Switzerland. And in Group H, we'll have Portugal and Uruguay. And then we'll have Korea Republic. We find out where they will be in the group, whether they will be the second or the fourth team. So Korea Republic are the fourth team in Group H. So just to round up again of the groups, so we have pot 3 completed. We have Cameroon, Canada, Ecuador, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, and the playoff spots that are remaining from the Oceania and Asia and the CONCACAF playoffs and European playoffs that are yet to be completed. So Canada will be, we hope that they do not end up, I think Canada might play, let's see where they are selected, let's see. Bora Milutinovic is picking up right now, so, oh my, even my heart is beating for Canada. Okay, so the first international playoff. Yeah, the playoffs that are remaining to be finished, which will be decided in June. So one of those playoff spots, I think we'll see where they'll be going into. I think they'll be going into Group D. So they actually will be the second team in Group D. So let's see who are these teams that are to play this playoff game. So the Intercontinental Playoff 1 will be with Group D. So France, the Intercontinental Playoff 1, and Denmark and Tunisia will be there. So that could be Costa Rica playing another team. I think which team is that? I can't even remember which team that they will be playing. Yes, Group E will be Costa Rica. Um, yeah, it will be, I think, the first intercontinental. I think maybe Costa Rica, New Zealand, something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, yeah, the JJ is picking one again for A2. So Ecuador will be in Group A. Wow. Group A is the Netherlands are the favorites in Group A, that's for sure. But the rest can qualify. Qatar, Ecuador, and Senegal. And I think Senegal are the second favorite to qualify from Group A. So that completes Group A for you. So here we go. So yeah, the first intercontinental playoff will be the South American playoff, the fifth place. We're playing either the winner of either UAE and Australia. So that's the first intercontinental playoff. So so oof. So yes, the second team has been picked in pot 4. That is Saudi Arabia. But because Iran is in Group B, so Saudi Arabia will not be in the same group as Iran. So Saudi Arabia will be in Group C. So that will be Argentina. Obviously, they are the favorites. And then we have Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland in Group C. So for me, the favorite to qualify in Group C will be Argentina and Mexico. I don't have. I mean, it's not I don't, hold Poland to a high esteem, but I think Mexico is a better team in the World Cup than Poland. But we will see. We'll see. The next intercontinental playoff, peradventure, will be going into Group B. Yes. Oh, let's see. Oh, Group E actually. Yes, Group E. So, because the Intercontinental Playoff has a CONCACAF team, which is Costa Rica, and the United States are already in Group B, so they will move to Group E, and that will be Spain, the winner of Costa Rica, New Zealand, and then Germany, and then Japan. That concludes Group E. So Group E is not really a group of death. It's just that it has Spain and Germany, and it's like it's only those two teams that will qualify, except Japan pulls off the same upset that Korea Republic pulled off last World Cup against Germany. And the next European playoff will be going to Group B, I believe so, and that will be Wales, Scotland, Ukraine against England, Iran, and the United States. So England might end up playing Wales, or might end up playing Scotland, or maybe Ukraine. So we'll see. And then Wales and Scotland will be very, very enthused. England also has got another easy group for me, I would say. But I think the United States will do a very decent job there because of the quality of players they have. I think the United States will do a good job. I've not seen the Iranian team play for a while, but I will see. Cameroon goes with, I think Cameroon will be going into Group G because Morocco is already in Group F. So, yes, I think so. Yes, because Belgium and Morocco is already in Group F. So, Cameroon will not be in Group F. They will go to Group G, and they will be playing Brazil, Serbia, and Switzerland. So, that's for the African team. And yes, they are the fourth group in Group G. Good. Eto'o and Song taking pictures. What are they taking pictures for? Oh, they're taking pictures of the screen where it displays who they're going to play. Why am I even asking that question though? And the Ghanaians will automatically be in Group H because Group F already has Belgium, Morocco, and Croatia. And Morocco is an African country, so Morocco cannot have Ghana in the same group, and that makes it that's a tough one for Canada, definitely. So, but before I jump to Canada, Group H is made up of Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and Korea. Oh, Ghana and Uruguay. Who remembers 2010 World Cup? Ghana and Uruguay. Ghana and Uruguay. So Ghana is the second team in Group H. Will the Ghanaians seek revenge against Uruguay? Suarez is still playing, guys. Anyway, I wish Ghana all the best there. Canada will be in Group F. Group F will be Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. What's the chance for Canada making that group, or making the group second place or first place? You never know. Belgium and Croatia are the favorites to qualify from that group, but you know this is World Cup, and anything can happen in a World Cup. Anything can happen in a World Cup. So it's all about team spirit, it's all about preparation, it's all about who wants it more, it's all about who's going to play to give their last drop of sweat on the field. And that is where we find Canada. And here we are, all the groups, all the teams made up of top players, top quality, and we have Group A to H. Group A, Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. Group B, England, Iran, USA, and the European playoff. Group C, Argentina, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Group F, the first intercontinental playoff. Group D, the first intercontinental playoff. Denmark and Tunisia with France. Group E, Spain, second intercontinental playoff. Germany and Japan. Belgium in Group F with Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Group G, Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. Group H, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, Korea Republic. What are your takes on this? Who will top the groups? This is my take for each of the groups. I think my favorite for each group. My favorite for each group will be the following. Group A will be definitely the Netherlands will win Group A, and Senegal will come second. And the opening game of the World Cup will be Qatar against Ecuador. So Ecuador, that's your chance to get 3 points. Qatar, that's your chance to get 3 points. You're not playing the Netherlands, you're not playing Senegal. So the top teams will play the second game in that group, and then in Group B we have England, USA, Iran, and the winner of Wales, Scotland, and Ukraine. And then in Group C we have Argentina, Mexico, Poland, and Saudi Arabia. And in Group D, we have France, and then with the winner of UAE and Australia, or Peru, and Denmark and Tunisia. And then in Group E, we have Spain, Costa Rica, and New Zealand. Costa Rica or New Zealand, Germany and Japan. And so my favorites for each group: Group A, Netherlands and Senegal. Group B, England and United States of America. Take me on that. Group C, Argentina and Mexico. Group D will be France and Denmark. Group E will be Spain and Germany. I don't know if that will be in the order for Group E. Either Germany comes first or Spain comes first, whichever of them, but those are my first two to qualify, because only 2 teams will qualify. And then Group F, Belgium and Croatia will qualify. No offense to the other teams, but I think they are the 2 teams that have the best quality to qualify. For Group G, Brazil. Group G is just Brazil, the rest are even, honestly. But I will go for Cameroon to qualify from that group, although Serbia and Switzerland will pose a very, very strong threat to that. Group H will be Portugal, of course, and I hope Ghana makes it. Tickets are available, guys. Buy your tickets. Come on, let's go to Qatar. Tickets are available from April 5th at fifa.com/tickets. I want to go to Qatar. Big Shark, where are you? Try to see if we can get some tickets for the World Cup matches on April 5th. That's when the sale will go on. So, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Leave your comments. Who are your top teams to qualify from each group? Who is your top favorite team to win the World Cup? Who is going to be in the finals? Who is going to go further than whosoever? Come on, I'm really excited about the World Cup. I can't wait for it, but I have to wait for it. But meanwhile, the World Cup fever is on. So let's get it going. Everyone, get in there. Put your comments down. Tell us what you think. And also, follow us, man. Come on, guys. Follow us. Yes, give us a like. Subscribe to our channel. And let's make World Cup 2022 a dream for everyone. And I'm going to be in Qatar by God's grace. If everything works out well, I will be there. We'll be streaming and we'll be telling you how it all goes. So I'm really excited about the World Cup. And yeah, congratulations to every team, to all the teams, to all the 32 countries that qualified for the World Cup. I really want to tell you, you guys have put in a good shift and hard work, sweat, blood, traveling time, jet lag and everything. What makes the World Cup spectacular is the effort put in by the players themselves and then the organizers of the World Cup. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to the friendly matches in preparation, and I hope that all these players that played for their countries to qualify for the World Cup, my hope and prayer for all of you is that you stay injury free, because injury can stop you from going to the World Cup, and I hope you stay injury free. Especially all the Canadian players that played and gave everything from the preliminary round of the World Cup qualifier. Canada actually have dug down deep to qualify for the World Cup. And I pray that all their players, from the goalkeeper, Bojan, to Jonathan David, all of them will stay injury-free for the World Cup. That's me from here, Global Premier Football Show. Thank you very much for tuning in with us. Like, subscribe, drop your comment. What's your favorite team? Let's get it all together. Higher, all together. Thank you very much. And God bless you. I'll see you soon. Cheers for now. Peace out.